Hey everyone, it's me, it's Heather. I'm back again. 2 days in a row. Who knew? Yom Tov, everybody, and I hope you are all having a wonderful day today. Now, again, I'm going to start as I always do. Any new people who have come to join us, you are more than welcome, and we are very, very happy to have you. There are such a lovely bunch of people here. They are all lovely, warm, welcoming, genuine, sincere people who want to help, who want to listen, and will make you feel more than at home here in the Haven. And, I couldn't be more proud of all the people that we have here. You all make me so, so happy. And I hope you're all just as happy, And I also want to say thank you again to all of you for being here. All of you have been stuck with me right from the beginning. All the people who came halfway, all the people who have just arrived. You are all becoming one big happy family here in the Haven, and that's what I want. And what's starting to happen, it's slow, but what's starting to happen is that you're starting to talk to each other. And that is the biggest gift that you could give to me, is to talk to each other, because it shows that we're all supporting one another. So please, if you can, keep it up. If you see someone who may be struggling, please go and support them. Just, our message is here. You are not alone. No one is ever alone. You come here and you are automatically just all pulled in to our Haven family, and all are welcome at any time. And I just hope that you have fun here with whatever, I can manage to pull out, whether it's requests, whether it's things that have caught my eye online, anything and everything we talk about here. And, I don't make every single video all about mental health, but mental health is important to me because, I do suffer from depression. I'm starting to suffer from anxiety. I do worry a little bit about agoraphobia because I'm virtually housebound now. I'm in a wheelchair. I'm virtually housebound, and it can be very difficult at times. And sometimes the thought of going out can make me feel a little bit jittery and a bit nauseous, a bit sick, that sort of thing. I'm sure, there will be one of you or more who will be able to identify with what I'm talking about. But today I'm talking about something that brings me joy and brings me happiness. And it's one of the things I was talking to you about yesterday, about when my doctor told me to look inside myself and think about the things that made me happy. And one of the things that makes me happy is playing with makeup. Now, I'm not an expert by any stretch of the imagination. I do know I've improved, especially over the last 2 to 3 years. I've been watching makeup videos for about 9 odd years now, and I started off watching Wayne Goss. And he was the one who started pulling everything together for me. He was the one who showed me how to do a smoky eye, or at least my version of a smoky eye. He's the one who showed me how to do foundation properly, and, how not to look tangled, where you see some of those unfortunate girls walking about and they've got orange faces. Not the best look. Unless, of course, you're orange to start off with, then that's great. You've found a foundation that matches you. But, we've all seen those girls, and some women who tend to go a little bit more towards the sunset sort of look when it comes to makeup. And I'm actually talking about those ladies with a paler complexion. Why they want to look various shades of orange escapes me, to be quite honest with you. I mean, it's taken me years to actually find a foundation that actually, you know, matches my skin tone. And I've been really lucky. I've been able to find two, I think it is at the moment. One of them is L'Oreal's Super Match or True Match, I think it's called. And the shade for me is Rose Vanilla. The other one, a bit more expensive, but believe me, it's worth it, is the one I've got on today, which is Too Faced Born This Way in the shade Vanilla. So, you know, it's really weird, isn't it? You know, my daughter, you know, as she's getting older, we're looking more alike. But her skin tone is entirely different to mine. You know, when I swatched some of the Born This Way Vanilla on her, it looked yellow on her skin. On me, it's more or less my perfect match. To her, she's got to be a lot lighter. She's like MAC, I think it's NC20. I think that's her shade. But anyway, those are my, sorry. It's quite hard sometimes trying to get a place where I can sit comfortably for a while, because I can't really sit for too long in the same position. Oh, all these things that happen to us when we get older, eh, guys? Anyway, today, here's my thinking pattern. When I've said before in previous videos that at the end of every video I wanted to shout somebody out. And then because I've got so sort of fixated on what I've been trying to say, or I've been trying to remember important things I've wanted to say, and then as you pull one thing in, another thing slips out. And as I said to a friend on Twitter today, you know, I've got, you know, I tried to think of something, and then the brain heads south, and, you know, my heart pops in and takes over all my thinking. So, because we were talking about maybe having a script in front of us, and you know, I've tried like reading from notes and stuff like that before. I'll look at something, I'll take the odd word, and then my heart just takes over. And you know me, I yak too much. Some of you like it, some of you don't, and can't win them all. I do try and please everybody, but, you know, some like it, some don't. And one day, you know, I'll win somewhere. I'm sure I will. I'll be able to please everybody, and that will be a wonderful day. That will be a real mitzvah for everyone. So what I've decided to do from now on is, instead of shouting somebody out at the end of a video, I am going to do a dedicated video. And that's what I've decided to do today. And to help with my own mental health. And I know there are lots of you out there who turn to makeup as a way of lifting your spirits. I've decided to do a dedicated video today to those that I've met, you know, online or through video, and these are my favourite people. Makeup artists, people who, you know, are working towards going to cosmetology school, people who are self-taught, you know, just very, very clever people who are able to use makeup in the most subtle and the most dramatic of ways. Now, my makeup look today was inspired by, I don't know whether he's an influencer or not. I know he's done modelling. I know he's done modelling for Jeffrey. He's got his own channel and he's called Kameron Lester. Cam Lester. Well, I saw him on a video with Rich Locks, and he'd done this beautiful sort of purple eye, but with a big blotch of bright pink right in the corner top lid. And I was looking at that today and I was trying to get round it, and I thought, I can't do exactly the same as him, but I can try and do my own version of him. So I started off with a pink base. Then I added a layer of a mid purple. I then went in with a much darker purple, put the mid purple and the dark purple, led them underneath. I did an iridescent purple up here and round the inner eye. And then right in the middle, I did a matte bright pink with my finger. Just went straight with my finger, because I thought that the one thing I've never done yet is wet my brush with setting spray, because I'm scared to do it yet, and I didn't want to do it when I knew that I was going to film. So I'll do it on another day when I know I'm not going to make a video, and then I'll get the hang of wetting, you know, the brush, and then seeing how I can lay down colours. One day I would love to learn how to teach myself to do a cut crease. One of my favourites who can do a cut crease brilliantly is Pop Locks, also known as Nady. He's got his own channel. He does the most fantastic makeup looks. He inspires me. He does makeup reviews at the same time. He's very, very blunt. Got a bit of a potty mouth on him, but you just love him. He is just amazing, and I love him to bits. I really, really do. So here I go. Every person that I mention, I'm going to link down below, so you can go and have a look at them at your leisure. Excuse me, I must have a drink. I've got a very dry mouth today. Okay, so these are not in any necessary. These are not necessarily all in the right order. They are not in order of expertise. They're not in any order that I like one more than the rest. The people that I've chosen, for all they have all different layers of makeup ability, there is something I love about each of them, and I want to share them with you. So the first person I've chosen is a lady who has a channel called Glowing Beauty Addiction, and her name is Jamie. Jamie is a lovely lady. She's blonde, she's gorgeous. She has a heart the size of a house. She's absolutely golden inside and out. She does makeup looks that are very achievable. When she talks to you in a video, she tells you about her life and what have you, but at the same time, she'll show you how to do various different looks. And like I say, they're easy to follow. You know, they're easily adaptable to your own look. You know, as far as I feel, you know, the looks that she can produce, I think really, as long as you're willing to adapt it to yourself and sort of vary the colours a bit, I'm absolutely sure that anyone of any skin tone could follow what she does. So that's the first person I would like to introduce to you. Now, and I do have actually just, I've got a little card, and I've just written the names down, because knowing my luck, it'll go in one ear and straight out the other. I'm just absolutely hopeless. Memory is hopeless. Right, the next person I want to talk about. Now, this is, you know, someone who I came across on Twitter. It must have been when I first joined, so it'll be coming up for, well, must be 9 months. No, it's longer than that. That's a lie. Came across her more on Twitter, but I knew of her on YouTube, and that's been going for a couple of years. She's called Keren Joy, also known as K-Swizz. If you know her on Twitter, she's known as Taurus. She is a 24-year-old stage 4 cancer survivor. Very, very brave young woman. And she is absolutely stunningly beautiful. She can do looks that are literally mind-blowing. She can go from natural, sort of, you know, she's a lady of colour, so she does her own nude look, very soothing. What I tend to sort of look at some looks is that they're very soothing, very calming, very natural. She can do that. But then when it's times like Halloween or Christmas, you know, or times like that, it's like her face becomes a sketch pad, and she can produce these looks that you think, how do you do that? You know what I mean? Honestly, how do you do that? She's made herself look like a dragon. She's done all the witchy looks that you could think of. And I mean, she's really sort of, you know, when you look outside the box, that's what she's done. She's moved makeup, you know, those extra few steps that I'll be too frightened to take, because one, she's got this innate talent for colour. She can do a cut crease, you know, up there with the best of them. But it's just how she manages to pull all the fantasy looks together. I mean, like I say, when it's Halloween, she can do vampires, she can do witches, she can do pumpkins, she can do, you know, anything fantasy, any dragons, you know, fairies, you name it. And Christmas time, you know, you're talking about plum puddings, you're talking about Christmas tree decorations. She can make her face like a living canvas. And this girl, you know, I would love to see her up there with millions of subscribers. I'm not quite sure how many she has at the moment. I think she might be at 15,000. I really do apologise, Keren, if you're watching. I'm sorry if I've got that wrong. You know, if it is about that, then as far as I'm concerned, she should be, you know, 10 times that, 20 times that. I don't understand why she isn't, you know, more spoken of, because this girl has some serious talent. And like I said, I'm going to link her channel for you down below. Please go and have a look at her. You know, please sub. Please like what she does. I would defy anybody not to like what Keren does, because she's just, I mean, everybody I speak of is a queen, including the guys. The queens and kings of makeup, they're the royalty of makeup, as far as I'm concerned. That's my personal opinion. These are the royalty of the makeup world, and they just rock it. Absolutely rock it. Now, another lady who rocks the makeup world for me is my friend Angie. You've heard me speak of her before. She's her channel's called 4F Beauty. It's 4F Beauty and Lifestyle. That's it. And I'll put her channel for you to go and have a look at. Again, Angie has this, you know, we've got one great thing in common, and we've got lots of things in common, but one thing we do both have is fibromyalgia. So that's something that links us, and she uses her makeup to help her get through her fibro, to distract her from the pain. You know, a similar sort of reason as to why I got into it. But again, Angie can pull some amazing looks. you know, if she had, you know, this makeup bag of talent, she just puts her hands in, pulls all her bits and pieces out that she needs, and then just starts working on this, you know, this. I don't actually have the words. I'm in awe. It's like she's working on a canvas that is her face. And I know recently she did some fantastic looks for St. Patrick's Day. And she looked absolutely beautiful. She's pulled some gorgeous spring looks out there. She can go from, like I was talking before, about the calm and the soothing to the dramatic, where it's like, wow, look at this girl. She's just amazing, you know. So I would love it if you would go and have a look at Angie. Everybody that I'm talking to you about today is well worth, you know, looking at least one video of theirs. The one cheeky thing that I want to put in about Angie is that she does ASMR makeup. Now, I'm starting to go a bit deaf. I don't hear as clearly as I used to. And I can watch what she's doing. You know, that's not a problem. I can just hardly hear her because her voice is so quiet. And it's like, you take your makeup brush and you just gently pull it across the lids. Now, it's as sexy as hell. You know, I'll give her that. You know, the guys would be like, their tongues would be hanging out if they were watching her. You know, and I hope that makes her giggle. But, you know, she's got what I call that, you know, it was like the 1950s sex appeal, where the women had, you know, stuff off their shoulders and longer hair, and they had a certain glint in their eye, and it was like, come hither but no farther, that sort of thing. Angie reminds me a lot of that, you know. She reminds me a lot of the likes of Rita Hayworth. That's what she puts me in mind of. And I mean, Rita Hayworth, for all who remember her, was, you know, a sex siren. You know, she reminds me an awful lot of Rita Hayworth. So there's another one I would like you to see. Now, I want to talk about, there was something I saw the other day about supporting black beauty boys. And one of them was a guy called Byron Shears. And he has his own channel. And he does his own makeup looks. And again, he's got this, if he had his own makeup bag. I know I'm repeating myself, guys, but it's a lot of what I'm trying to share with you is visual. And it's only until you go and look for yourselves that you're really going to see what I'm talking about, you know. And Byron, again, give him the makeup bag, give him the tools, and the guy will rock your world when it comes to putting on makeup and doing some fantastic looks. I mean, absolutely out of this world. You know, I looked at him, and when it said, support the black beauty boys, and I thought, I've seen an awful lot of boys of colour doing fantastic makeup, but when I looked at Byron, and, you know, I put him in the same sort of ranks as Kameron Lester. I saw a guy called LeBron's, not to be confused with Jackie Aina, who's known as LeBron's, I think, or LeBron's James. But this guy, I think, is actually called LeBron's. And he absolutely fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. I'm just so envious because, you know, I would love somebody to come and do my makeup for me professionally. I mean, when I got married last June, I did my own makeup. And I kept it practically nude. And it was a particularly hot and humid day. And one of my friends took a whole load of tissues and banged it all over my face. So she knocked half my makeup off. So by the time I got to the registry office, everybody said, oh, your makeup's so natural, you'd hardly know it was there. It had taken me nearly 2 hours. I could have cried. But what can you do? These things happen. And the last person I want to talk to you about, and, you know, it's, like I say, it's not like a case of best to last or anything like that. Although I love her to bits, I've kept everybody the same. I feel the same about everybody. Is my lovely friend, sorry, I need another drink. It's my lovely friend, Tay Slade Elval. Oh, Tay. I just love that girl. Was one of the first friends I made on Twitter. And she so welcomed me with open Twitter arms, for want of a better expression. And she's actually moving from New York to California very soon. And, you know, starting our life over. And she's going to have lots of new adventures, I'm absolutely sure. She's talking about going to cosmetology school. I'm sure she'll be brilliant at it. But Tay is just so warm and so loving, so incredibly clever. And she's one of those people, you know, like Jamie from Glowing Beauty Addiction. She talks to you. She shares her life with you, She shares her life with you. And, you know, she tells you what she's doing with her makeup. She tells you what she's using and the colours that she's using. And then, you know, she sort of shows you her putting it on while she's busy talking to you. So she's the sort of person that if you sat and had a similar palette to one that she's working with, you could quite happily get ready with her and do the same eyes at the same time, mascara at the same time, that sort of thing, and both be ready at the same time. It's very easy to follow her. The looks that she does are achievable. She's absolutely stunningly beautiful. I mean, she's got a beautiful singing voice for a start. I know she's done shows and things like that. I think it's like amateur productions. I'm not sure. Forgive me, Tay, if that slipped my memory. But she's just a real all-rounder. She's incredibly talented. You know, like I say, she can look after herself. She's excellent at the job that she's doing at the moment. She's going to be excellent at the next job that she walks into when she goes to California. Like I say, she wants to go to cosmetology school. I know she'll rock it when she gets there. And, you know, when I got Wiggy, and I thought, well, you know, I'm going to try and copy Tay and see if I can make Wiggy look as natural as she makes hers. I never ever quite made it. Wiggy never ever looked the same 2 days in a row. Whereas Tay, she puts her wigs on and it's just, you know, I would look at myself and look at Wiggy and think, why do I bother? There's no way I can compete with Tay. No way. Still trying to catch her up makeup wise. But like I say, everything she does is achievable. And she looks just so, when she puts her makeup on, it's just so incredibly natural. Whether she's getting ready for work, whether she's getting ready to go out somewhere special, you know, and she goes that extra mile. Everything that she does just looks so easy. And that to me is a sign of you know what you're doing and you're confident. And that's what she is. She's incredibly confident. And I just love her to bits. You know, apart from Byron Shears, who I don't really know, and Kameron Lester, who I only know from afar via YouTube, everybody else on this list I've spoken to. And they're all lovely, lovely people. And they've all shown me great kindness. Some, of course, I'm closer to than others, but you know, that's life, isn't it? You know, you can be friends with a whole load of people, but you can be closer to some than the others. You know, you might not move in the same circles or what have you, but you can still be kind and friendly to each other. And that's how it is with me and all the people that I've mentioned to you today. If there's anyone that, you know, has become a sort of a makeup guru to you, or someone that you hold in awe, please tell me about it. I would love to talk to you about them. Like I said, the ultimate start for me was Wayne Goss. And if you don't know him, he is a self-taught makeup artist. He's British. He did go to sort of our version of cosmetology school, and you know, he got his qualifications and what have you. He's worked with some of, you know, the top people, you know, in the world, models, you know, singers, you know, pop stars, celebrities, you name it. Wayne's worked with them, and you know, it's, you know, one of his best friends is Charlotte Tilbury, who you may or may not know has got her own makeup line. She is a world famous makeup artist. She's another one who I used to follow. But like I say, I'm sort of settling down into now with who I feel the most comfortable with. And that's why I wanted to share with you today. And playing with makeup, and it's looking at the colours that you're playing with, and there are some colours I would love to try, but I don't know if I'm brave enough yet, like yellows and oranges and lime greens and things like that. I don't know whether I've got the right skin tone for them. I don't know if I look ridiculous, and I might not be the best at makeup, but I don't want to look foolish. And the last thing I want to do is look like mutton dressed as lamb. And I mean, this is a heavy look for me for during the day, but it was just something that gave me some pleasure. It lifted my mood. It made me feel good. I knew I was going to be talking about people that I love, respect and admire, you know, and I'm in awe of them. They are just awesome people. You know, they're the sort of people that you just want to raise your eyes to and just gaze at. And, you know, they talk about, if you want the simple things in life, you know, look at the colours of a flower and things like that. And yes, you can. And there are flowers of all different hues. But when I see that translated into makeup, and then I see these incredibly talented, gifted people using them on their faces, and they look so inspiring. And it does, I feel something well up inside of me that makes me want to be more. I mean, for example, I don't think I'll ever be as talented as Angie, or as, you know, Keren or Tay or Jamie. You know, I just don't. But they inspire me to want to do more and to be better. And I would love to sit with each one of them and just say, my face is yours, take with it and do with it what you will. You know, I think we've all agreed not to sort of put a black bag over my head, you know, or, you know, one of those Hessian sacks and just say there's no hope for your love. I know there is, you know. I hope I've tried to make a bit of a silk purse out of a sow's ear today. And, you know, as Rich Lux says, you know, apart from the fact that I don't have wonky eyelashes, because putting on false eyelashes it defeats me. I have so many pairs of eyelashes waiting to be put in my eyes. And every time I go to use them, they either fall off or they won't go on straight. And I've got the proper tweezers. I've got everything that you would need to put on eyelashes. And they're not just cheap strips from China. I'm talking about Ardell and Eyelure, makes like that. Really good makes. And they defeat me every single time. I spent a fortune on eyelashes. And I know that Angie's got a good video about putting on eyelashes. And I'm going to have to go back and look at that. And I still try and it still defeats me. So if anyone has got a quick fix for Hedda and our eyelashes, please share it with me, please. You know, I'd love to wear them. You know, I've only managed with mascara today. But yes, I would love put some eyelashes on. It would be great. Even if they were wonky, I don't think I would care. I don't think I would. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this video today. I hope that it's given you an insight into the things I love and the people that I love, respect and admire in the makeup world. And I really do hope you go and have a look at their channels and watch them in action. I hope you get the same amount of pleasure from them as I do. And if nothing else, they are beautiful people to be around for a while. And you get something from that. They all of them have such good vibes, you know, and that's what we want around us, don't we? We want to be around good people with good vibes. And I can't recommend them highly enough to you. So if you can, give them a look, give them a like. And if you really like them, subscribe. You know, I think it would mean the world to them if you did that. Anyway, oh my goodness me, this has been a long one. So I shall say bye-bye to you for now, and I will see you again very soon. So take care, and I love you all. Bye-bye now.